Oregon standoff, 4 holdouts all in FBI custody as occupation ends. What's going on, guys? MaKaElectric. It is Saturday the 20th of February 2016. What a start to 2016. Just in the past couple weeks, I mean, what do we have? We have a dead Supreme Court justice, murdered, possibly. I'll do another video on that. We got the government trying to tell Apple that they need to give them permission to the San Bernardino attacker's iPhone. I don't know what's going on with that. You know, seeing as how Obama's probably responsible for that whole thing anyway. But that's another video. This video here, where have I been for the past week? I've been listening over and over and over again. First link below. This will be a video response to it. Gavin Seam, Final Four Oregon stream. Thursday morning, this video has 500,000 views, and probably at least 20, 30 of them are from me. The Final Four, as everyone knows by now, have surrendered to the FBI, the last of them being David Frye. I had my suspicions about David Frye during this whole thing. He was just kind of a shady character to me. It was just my opinion of him. But having listened to his whole surrender process, and Gavin and Chris Ann Hall talking him out, I don't agree with some of the stuff they said, although I think they were trying to save his life. I'll put a link to right where the whole part with David Frye not going to surrender starts. You can listen to that whole conversation if you want to. I've listened to it over and over again. It's my opinion that David Frye is not the shady character that I thought he was. You know, I think that whole thing was genuine as far as he goes. Now, it sucks that he was left there by himself. You know, all of the main players in this thing calling for veterans and patriots and all this, all scattered when Finicum got shot, leaving these last 4 there. Now, David Frye had a chance to walk away from this thing 2 weeks ago. They only wanted the one guy, if I remember correctly. But David Frye said, no, you don't want to stay here, and we're going to, and then all 4 of them got charged, and everybody's in custody now. Anyway, I will leave a link to his standoff where they finally talk him out. I think they got him with all of the religious talk. Just my opinion. I'll also leave a link to his YouTube channel. Now, it's had some activity since he's been in custody. That seems a little odd, but then again, someone else is running Pete Santilli's YouTube channel while he's in custody too, so maybe they all swap passwords. Maybe there's someone else running his channel right now, I don't know, but check out his last few videos. From the Oregon standoff, 4 holdouts in FBI custody. Here's the story here. Talking about Franklin Graham and all this went out there. I'll put a link to it. I don't think that had anything to do with it. I think it was more Chris Ann Hall and Gavin Seam who talked out the last of the remaining. Now, interesting, we got Cliven Bundy showed up in Portland and was instantly arrested by the FBI. Nevada rancher Cliven Bundy arrested by FBI in Portland. This is from the Oregonian. I think he's been denied bail. Freedom Outpost puts this up. Now check this out. Oath Keepers media director investigating 68 warrants issued for those who stood at the Bundy Ranch, Oregon, and the mines. They're not just going after everyone who was at the refuge. They're going after a couple years ago out there at the Bundy Ranch. They're going after everybody. We were all kind of amazed at how the government just stood down. The BLM stood down to the armed patriots out there, whatever you want to call it. We were all like, wow. You know, as it turns out, they know who everyone was that's out there. Everybody's being rounded up now. This whole thing, you know, I disagreed with Montagraph in the beginning about this thing being a honey trap. I honestly wanted to believe that it was people trying to make a difference, trying to make a stand, trying to do something good. But Monty might be right. Maybe it was a honey trap to draw in people who, you know, if it is a situation where it's not just about the ranchers, but it's about attracting in patriotic Americans who could see that there's something very wrong, just to round them up and put them all in federal prison, then we have a much bigger problem than just the BLM messing with some ranchers. Anyway, I'll put this from the Freedom Outpost. 68 warrants issued, I think more by now. This is kind of an old article. Who killed Finicum? Will there be any justice for the Finicum family? No, not at all. Another one from the Oregonian. Lawmakers weigh bill to protect officers' identity. Who fired the bullets? Possibly several people. We'll never know their identity. I guarantee you that'll probably go through. We got Nevada Assemblyman accuses FBI and Oregon State Police of murder and shooting death of Finicum. He has a video posted on YouTube. I agree. And I've done videos on Lavoie's death. Go back and look at them. Never forget. Article from Cop Block. The Oregon Occupiers are true American heroes. I agree. February 12, 2016. Now, if this was a honey trap, we have to ask ourselves who all was in on it. Was it Pete Santilli? What was it Ammon Bundy? Was it the rest of them? You guys know their names. The one that wasn't found for a few days? You know? I don't know. Who all was in on this? And who wasn't in on it? Who are the true heroes? The people who went out there, in my opinion, who had the objective to bring light to the issue of what the federal government is doing to our ranchers. I still support that message. I still support. There's a big problem. Just my opinion. MSN News. Law Center finds surge in extremist groups in the U.S. in the last year. They will use all of this, and Monty talks about this in his video. I'll link that at the bottom, by the way. Everyone who's associated with militia or, patriot or anyone against the government, anyone who speaks out against the federal government, the BLM, all going to get... They've already put these stories out. This 2 days ago from MSN. Law Center finds surge in extremist groups. Look at the picture right on the front, the Confederate flag. They are immediately trying to, white supremacy. Everyone's getting lumped into the same bucket. It's amazing. It is absolutely astounding to me how easy it was to eliminate the Confederate flag from the United States of America. I still don't know what the hell happened there. Are people this complacent? It's like am I the only one that heard Twilight Zone music that day? Whether you think it's a racist symbol or not, to just delete parts of American history. I'm sorry, this whole thing is messed up. Anyway, I'll put a link to that. Got another one here. Activist post, the Department of Justice prepares to step up war on domestic extremists. No, we're not worried about all of the possible Durka might be coming over the southern border. It's the domestic extremist. All those people who speak out against the government. They got a good write-up here. Let me remind you, older article here, what is this, back from October 2, 2015, but let me just remind you, Obama administration to announce, and Obama administration and UN announce global police force to fight extremism in the United States. Global police force to fight extremism in the United States. Meanwhile, who is the real enemy? Who is the real extremist in the United States of America? The American patriots who are trying to draw attention to problems within our federal government, or Obama protects 1.8 million acres of California's desert. This from the LA Times, February 19. More land grab by the federal government, just gobbling up the land. What this whole thing was supposed to be about, the overreach of the government. Here you go, another 1.1 million acres. You don't mind, do you? It's to protect things. It's to, he's gonna have some national monuments and all this. Is it about that? Or is it about the government securing land for itself to be sold off to foreign interest for the mineral rights? A couple of videos I'll leave you with at the bottom. The cards were stacked from the beginning by Montagraph. Great video, 11 minutes long. I didn't want to agree with a lot of it in the beginning of all this. I wanted to believe that we're good people trying to bring attention to a big problem. As it turns out, it may have been a big honey trap just to draw in patriotic Americans and people who wanted to speak out. And if that is the case, then we have such a bigger problem than just the BLM. I'll also leave Hal and Sarge video, Band of Idiots, Standoff over. 2 minutes long. People may not agree with his opinion, but check it out. The people who set this up are at least partially responsible for Lavoy Finicum's death. I agree, if this was indeed a setup to draw people in. And if so, I'd love your opinions. Who's involved? Who? Is it Pete Santilli? Is it Blaine Cooper? Is it, I don't know. This whole thing has been the biggest psyop, in my opinion. My brain has been tied into a knot. How about you? Please leave your thoughts. Please rate the video. Please pass it around. Make people aware of current events. Like I say, if this was something bigger than... I don't even want to imagine. But George Bush Sr., it's a big idea. A new world order. They're moving in on patriotic Americans, in my opinion. Tell me your thoughts. You guys take care. Stay safe. I'll see you on the next one.